Who's putting it
Councilman, huh?
Who's putting it on?
Well, CVIA said it's Citizens Voices in Action, it's the one who bought the bench and everything, so. But the whole week is a whole week of activity.
Well, what about that, the tour, the bus tour, and that's all in like the art garage and attic and all that?
That's on Thursday, that's not this week, that's
I
Thursday.
mean, I wanted to do a lot of stuff.
I did that,
It's not
I did
outside.
that, I did that one, I can't even finish the whole thing.
Keeps going
I gotta
down.
redo it a bunch of times.
I was at St. John's this morning.
You're son of a bitch.
I'll
Tim, I'll hook up with you. I gotta come
It's a
down.
backup in case someone fails.
I've been kinda quiet on the
That would be kind of funny if all you saw was
Ooh, you got a gavel now.
Where'd you pull that out?
my seat.
Well, Chris, we just call you Jim by mistake.
Oh, boy. You meant Mueller, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think we can start. Got a big crowd here. Everybody got the spot they want.
There was a Jim in the bone.
All right, protection and welfare will come to order. We'll note all members are present. I have approval of the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Alderman Scannell, second by Alderman Dwayne. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 3, approval of the minutes,
Move to
November
approve
2nd.
the minutes.
Second.
Motion by Scannell, second by Stoyer. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 4 is an application for Class A liquor and Class A beverage license by Grand Central, 1593 East Mason. Attorney.
No objection from the city attorney's office.
Captain,
No objections.
anyone here for this item? In case we have any questions, gentlemen, what do you?
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Alderman
Approve.
Scannell, second by Alderman
Second.
Dwayne.
fine.
Under discussion, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We recommend approval goes to council December 1st, I believe,
Yes.
for final approval.
I
Thank you.
just have one question.
Oh.
Well, if you don't mind, we do have a question?
Sure.
Do we have a
sure.
question?
Yeah.
Judy?
I do.
Make a motion, to open the floor.
Motion and a second to open the floor. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm just curious, how are you involved with it?
I am
What's
the
his name?
controller, operations manager.
And
You
your
might
name?
just,
Sure.
yeah, if we can just get
Jacob
your name.
Jacob Anderson.
Thanks, Jacob.
I just haven't seen you before, so.
Yeah, I was at the, was here when we were first early approval, Ashley and I came.
Oh, you're married into the family? That's.
Yeah, Dan's my
All right, I
stepfather.
saw you.
Thank
you.
You bet, thank you.
You're fishing, yeah.
Thanks, sir. Without objection, we'll close the floor.
So,
And we already approved it, so thanks, Jacob.
Thank you.
thank you.
Number 5, appeal by Jamie Arcand to the denial of his operator license application. 30.
The city attorney's office recommends denial based on the record that I have passed out to the committee.
Captain?
We have the same concerns.
Everybody have the?
Yeah, we do. Well, I make a motion, to open the floor.
Motion by
Second.
Alderman Stoyer, second by Alderman Dwayne to open the floor. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anyone here for this item? Come up and give us your name, please. And
I am Jamie Arkin.
Your address?
I currently live at 814B Pine Street.
Okay.
thank you. And Mr. Arcand, it's your appeal. I guess we do have a list here of some of the,
I have done the stuff on there.
okay.
I won't deny it. I've served my sentence. I've done my time. My probation officer, if you want me to, I can name her, Kristen Nutter, has stated that she didn't feel that I was a person to be a repeat offender. I have worked in the bars before, I just haven't done the actual bartending portion of it. I actually helped out Shenanigans when they were, I guess you'd say, in trouble. And I work for a company that actually helped clean up an area, the old KK Billiards, and they actually work really closely with me.
So where would you be working?
At KK Billiards.
It'd be
in Green
KK?
Bay. Yes.
Okay. Alderman Stoyer?
Well, thanks for coming in, Jamie. Like I said, a lot of times we look at the records and we look at the last couple of years, especially, the 2003, 2004, there's been some time here. But I'm just looking at a couple things here. I mean, last year you had a lot of operating while suspended forfeiture. Can you explain those four in a nutshell? What happened?
I was driving without a license.
And you were aware of that?
One of them I was not aware of. The second one I was aware of, but I had no way to get to the job I was supposed to work at the time. This
Okay.
job is actually close enough to home where I can walk or bike, and I don't have to rely on other people's time frames and hopefully be able to get there as well.
Okay, because we're just looking at accountability here, you know, that
I
responsibility on that type of thing. And then 2011, you had a number of felonies. I don't know if you can explain that as well.
Sure. They were drug related. I was trying to help somebody out who claimed they had back problems. He had somebody with him, an undercover agent, and he tried to, and I sold them to him. I was in a hard place. I was working at a job that wasn't paying me, and I was trying to come up with the rest of the money for rent, so I sold him medications because he told me he had back problems, and I got in trouble. I'm not going to deny what I did was wrong. It was very wrong, but I was in a tough situation at the time.
So it was undercover? you're
Yes.
saying? Is that, well, I have no more questions right now. I was going to ask.
Alderman Scanlon?
At the village, will you be working alone or with another bartender? I mean,
In the beginning, yes, I'll be working with other bartenders. It may move to the point where I work alone. There will always be, I believe, by next month, we'll always have 2 people in the building regardless. Because we will have a person working in the pool hall portion and a person working in the bar portion.
okay, but, and the person working in the, you could be the person working in a pool park then you wouldn't need a lot,
They want people to have the liquor license for the reasons of security.
okay. Okay. So, and when that happens, though, there'd just be one person each spot. There wouldn't be 2 people at the bar.
Unless it's busy,
Unless it's
that is
busy.
correct.
Right, right. Well, don't think I have any other questions.
Alderman Dwayne?
Yeah, thank you for showing up. I have a question for our attorney. In-
Any questions for
Oh,
Amy, or-
well,
Yeah.
no, okay, maybe you can answer it. It says you had 4 of them, operating while suspended, operating after revocation, operating while suspended. Is that all one time you were stopped?
No, that was multiple times.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Anything else you wanted to add?
I tried to bring this in, it was too late.
Sure.
It was the certification showing that I had brought or taken the course as well. And they told me that because it was already sent out, that to bring it to you guys.
Just a copy?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I was going to, another question. Do you have any letters of recommendation from employers or parole officer, probation officer?
I do not
Anybody?
at the moment. She advised, my probation officer had
Said, okay, go ahead.
advised me that if I needed one, I could go to her and get one though.
Okay. Because no matter what happens here tonight, you know, you're all, the opportunity to go to city council as well. But the more information, the more backing type information that you have, the better.
If it does help at all, when I did have Judge Hammer, he was my judge for the trial. He did state that if I did not have anything, and I have not gone and done it yet, that I would be able to possibly be expunged for my crimes.
Okay.
Alderman Dwayne?
Do you have your license now or no?
My driver's license I do not have.
How long have you been at K&K Billiards?
I was there for about, I want to say 8 months before they moved over to the new location.
So right now you take a bus or ride your bike there or get a
I
ride?
walk and bike.
And you're close, fairly close to it?
Yeah, I'm within a mile.
Within a mile, okay.
When will you be getting your license, driver's license?
I believe I need to pay off the tickets yet. And once those are paid off, I can go in there and attempt. I need to contact child support because I'm still behind on my old child support. As far as that goes, I was told by, I can't remember who I was told by an attorney that usually they'll make a deal with me where I can get them back.
The prescription drugs here, was that all from one incident in 2011 or 2010, or was that a couple?
About one incident.
Okay. And it looks like you didn't have any before that,
No,
or since?
no since.
Okay. Any other questions? Anything else you wanted to add? Otherwise, we're going to talk about it up here.
I think I'm-
Sure, Alderman Dwayne, go ahead.
Do you have a vehicle right now?
My girlfriend has a vehicle, I do not. Well, I have a vehicle in ownership, but I don't drive it. It stays at my dad's business.
Did you have a license before?
I have had a license before.
So it
yeah.
was suspended, or you're just because of these, you have to, right,
From what I was told by the last police officer I talked to, I just need to pay the tickets.
and then,
And then I
so
should be
you
able
still
to
have,
reinstate
you still have
it.
a license that's there, you just have to pay it,
Yes.
okay.
How much do you owe?
I don't have an exact number. I'm not actually positive. I know the last one was close to 300 in the tickets. So, and I think I had one from before that, so.
And I just wanted to clarify, bring in the attorney here. I think the main point is probably the drugs, right? It's not so much the driving,
Right, sure, right.
being distributing alcohol. It's not, really has anything to do with the driving. Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Without objection, I'll turn up here, and what are your wishes, or any questions for attorney, captain?
I guess
Yeah.
the question I had, Captain, was, with this undercover type work, and I realize every situation's different, but, I don't know how to word this correctly, let's say if you're there and somebody else is, you're talking to them as far as saying, I have a back problem, so I'm looking for some help here. In a perfect world, would you say that if that person says, no, I don't do that, that's what you're looking for, as opposed to like, well, here you go?
Oh, yeah.
I guess, that seems to make sense. I guess I'm just, what's the difference between that and like enticement? Is there a specific?
You mean enticement on the
Well,
officer's part, or?
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe I'm going in the wrong place here. I was just trying to understand that, if you have a situation where there might be you might be suspecting that the person has an issue, that you're trying to dig through to that. And if they give you the answers that you're looking for that will exonerate them or leave them off the hook, then that's fine. But if they say, oh, I've got something to help you with, I guess I'm just trying to wrap myself around that, and I know that every situation is different. I'm probably going down a different area here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I heard you breathe funny.
yeah.
If I could.
Yeah,
answer that,
anyway.
I mean,
Anything else, Alderman Strickland?
No, I'm gonna leave it alone.
were you thinking of something like the professional football players who are handing out drugs left and right?
Well, like I said, every situation is different. It's
Baseball,
just-
basketball? But my
I
question.
used the wrong term, I think.
My question to Captain is the 2011 a delivery prescription drug, is that connected to the delivery of non-narcotics?
I think it was all one event. So whatever was delivered at that time that was all delivered at that time.
Yeah.
Without reading the case, I didn't know for sure, but that's what I'm kind of.
But that sounds like the same thing, the delivery of prescription drug and delivery of non-narcotics.
Well, it all depends. Prescriptions, some are prescriptions, some aren't prescriptions. A non-narcotic basically is something that's, how do you explain, not a scheduled,
Right.
not a scheduled drug.
Meaning?
You got an example? I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Not a scheduled drug?
There's
You can take it
some
anytime?
scheduled drugs and non-scheduled drugs, and that would be a non-scheduled, basically schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on the how you can be addicted to it. I guess that's how they say it. That's how they schedule them out. And some are just non-prescription, which I can't even think of one off the top of my head right now. he could probably tell you what he delivered.
I'll make a motion to open the floor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Dwayne, second by Alderman Stoddard, to open the floor.
Yep.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Jamie, maybe you can help us out.
The non-narcotics, it was a prescription. It was a light muscle relaxer. And then the actual narcotic one was a prescription drug as well, and that was a painkiller.
Your prescriptions?
They were my prescriptions at the time.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
It says 3 years probation, 6 months on, 6 months jail for each of those. So you said you served time on
I
this?
did.
Did 6 months for each one? Or
It was congruent
So that was all,
together,
that was one?
yes.
Okay.
Also, if it does help, I have cleaned up my act. I've actually worked with, I don't know if Officer Roman's still around, but I've actually worked with Officer Roman, who was in charge of the narcotics area, and helped with some of that stuff as well.
It was his case, I think, and he's from Brown County.
Any questions?
That's,
Nope.
that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Without objection, we'll close the floor and
All right, I make a motion to accept the appeal for the following reasons. One, all the driver stuff really, it could be considered a considering factor, but I think really is not really relevant. And the drug charge, it's not very old, but it's not very recent either. It seems to be, there isn't a history of drugs, and even, I think even the judge, I think if this was a more serious problem, the judge would have given a more serious sentence. I think the sentencing speaks a little bit as to the seriousness of this crime, which isn't severe enough, but not to the point where I'm real concerned, given the time, given the probation officer's backing, and that the judge sentence, and I think I feel comfortable enough where I'd accept his appeal.
your second?
I'll do a second for discussion.
Second, Alderman Strayer, go ahead.
And I don't know if I can ask you, Captain, or if I have to open the floor again. Jamie mentioned something about the judge saying something to the effect that we could expunge this from the record, or Kristen, could you expound on that, or do I need to ask him about that? As far as what he was talking about.
They basically would take it off his record then, if the judge decides that that's what he wants to do.
Is that after a certain amount of time generally? that-
Yeah, usually it would be after a certain amount of time after he's done his time, and depending on the factors of the case.
Because I always thought if you had a felony, that it would always stay on your record no matter what.
A judge can pretty much do whatever he wants to do, and if the judge decides that's what he wants to do.
Alderman Dwayne, would you?
Yeah, I had an opportunity when I was a mentor for high school kids. I had to stay with them for a couple of years, and when they did these, they did have felonies. There's 3 of the kids that I worked with that actually had that taken off their record after they proved themselves. It's usually, 5, 7 years. They'll look back at it, and if they're clean, they erase it. There's a lot of people that are doing that right now. Judge Steinmiller works a lot with the drug courts to try to help them do that. If they go and be clean, but they gotta be clean.
Typically, that's also on, after probation is over, and then
Right.
it's,
Right,
they get some sort of report from the probation agent and things like that.
Well,
so.
with that being said, then I'll second that. That's what I needed to hear.
Alderman Scannell, would you entertain perhaps this being contingent on the endorsement letter being received from the parole officer? Would that be?
I would accept that.
I mean, we heard verbally they'd be fine with it, so it should be no problem.
That'd be fine too.
You could bring that to the clerk's office, right? Or should it be, just go to legal?
The confirmation of his probation?
From his probation officer that
The
she
endorsement
feels
letter.
he's.
Sure, he can bring that, to the city attorney's office, and we'll get it to council too.
Okay.
I'll accept that
Okay, then
amendment.
I
we'll
would
add that
second
in.
that as well.
Okay, I think that'd be.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this once, you want to go over this again on council?
No,
No.
I was just adding a contingent that the endorsement letter from the parole officer just be submitted.
So if it gets to the clerk's office tomorrow, let's just say, then the clerk's office can okay it?
It still has to go to council, but.
Okay.
It'll go to council no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
you
we don't
have-
have to open the
Yeah,
floor?
No, not necessarily. Only if we don't get it, then maybe we might want to.
Okay.
There's one time in the past where someone said the parole officer was all for it, and we approved it even as a council, and then we found out the parole officer was totally against it, so they never handed in a letter,
Right,
so
so
they didn't
that,
get
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Alderman Dwayne?
Yeah, just, and Chris, you'll know that, and Alderman Story, you done it yourself this year already. What they're gonna do at council is ask the attorney if he's seen the letter, and that's it, and then it's a done case. They don't bring it up, they just say, do you get the letter? Yes, we did, done.
Well, I will make it a point to find out before council, and if we don't have it, I'll pull it. Otherwise,
I'm just
we would
wondering
just let her go.
do we need to, we always say that you should still stop at council anyhow, just to be on the safe
Wouldn't
side.
hurt, yeah.
Yeah, this goes to
Otherwise-
council December 1st. It's Tuesday, 7 o'clock, it's in the room, just to the.
If you do
south
show,
of us.
we could probably.
I would show.
talk ahead of time,
Yeah.
just make
All
sure.
right.
I'll
Any
let you know
other
that.
discussion, anything else?
That's-
Those in favor?
Aye,
I,
Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
all right, thank you, good luck. Motion to adjourn?
Motion by Alderman
Second
Stoyer,
that.
second by Alderman Stoyer, or Scannell, Stoyer motions it and seconds it.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried,
I'm not
we're
that
adjourned.
not one click.
Right tomorrow morning, so.
Proud of you, man.
It was a short,
No, it
I
was
thought I
short.
could maybe make it through.
I got a 5:30 traffic.
You know what? You know, somebody's going
Speedy?
just came back. Yeah.
Speedy delivery.
Yeah, well, I was at Beaumont. Yeah.
Oh, you were Beaumont?
I was Beaumont. Nope, I did the
I'm
pool
gonna
at
think of
Beaumont, and then I was at Parkgate for 6 years at Beaumont.
If you want to.
I mean, the pool.
I did the pools at Arca on the weekend, and then Beaumont during the summer. Yeah?
Now you're invited.
Oh, yeah.
I've already met.
At one time, I ever got in trouble.
Any of your clothes, I couldn't tell you, what was it?
I don't remember some. Yeah. I can still remember it.
Yelled at their kids.
Yeah. Around the
Ever
pool.
since the old-
Well, we have.
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Historians.
Captain, how you doing?
People now are thinking maybe we should